Thinking about moving to the Bywater in New Orleans? This neighborhood is famous for its bohemian charm, colorful shotgun homes, and incredible food and art scene. But is it the right place for you? Hey, and welcome to Living in New Orleans. If this is your first time on the channel and you want to know everything about living in New Orleans and the surrounding neighborhoods, hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you'll never miss an update. My name is Margaret, and I was born and raised right here in New Orleans. My husband, Bernard, and I love helping people make their move to New Orleans. And whether that's in 9 days or 90 days, feel free to reach out. All of our contact info is in the description, and we'd be happy to help you make a smooth move to the Big Easy. And now for the pros. The Bywater has a vibrant arts and culture. Bywater is like an open-air gallery. Every few blocks you'll find colorful murals, local art installations, or quirky architecture. Studio B, for example, is one of the most celebrated art spaces in the city. Its murals and storytelling attract visitors from around the world. And beyond visual art, music spills out of bars and backyards here. Walk along St. Claude Avenue on a Friday night and you'll hear everything from brass bands to indie rock. It's not polished, it's raw, authentic New Orleans creativity. I remember walking down Royal Street in Bywater one evening and stumbling onto a backyard jazz session. It felt like stepping into another world. Neighbors, kids, dogs, and music under the string lights. That's Bywater in a nutshell. The Bywater has become one of the city's most celebrated food districts. Bacchanal wine is probably the most iconic. A wine shop, backyard concert venue, and restaurant all in one. The Country Club offers that mix of elegant dining and a very New Orleans social pool scene. Elizabeth's is brunch heaven, where praline bacon has basically become its own food group. And those are just the well-known spots. You'll also find taco trucks, vegan kitchens, and bakeries tucked away in quiet corners. The mix of flavors matches the neighborhood's eclectic personality. What's really interesting is that many chefs and entrepreneurs test their first big ideas here. If you're a foodie, you're going to love the feeling of discovery, like being the first to stumble onto the next big thing in New Orleans dining. The Bywater is one of the most colorful, photogenic neighborhoods in the city. Shotgun houses painted in bright pastels, Creole cottages with gingerbread trim, and historic corner stores converted into cafes. If you're into historic preservation, this is a playground. Many properties still qualify for historic tax credits, making renovations a little bit more attainable. You can restore a piece of history and live in it at the same time. What's fun about Bywater homes is the creativity. Front porches are decorated with Mardi Gras beads, murals, or funky yard art. It's the kind of place where individuality isn't just accepted, it's celebrated. Bywater is one of the few neighborhoods in New Orleans where you can get by without a car. Crescent Park stretches along the river, giving you a beautiful walking and biking trail with skyline views of downtown. St. Claude Avenue is lined with bars, coffee shops, and groceries, all within easy reach. If you love neighborhoods where you can walk out your front door and be in the middle of the action, Bywater delivers. There's also a strong bike culture here. You'll see people cruising with baskets full of groceries, kids in tow, or dogs riding along. It feels a little like a small European town dropped into New Orleans. What sets Bywater apart is its people. It's a mix: longtime locals, artists, young professionals, and families all together. Community events are a big deal, whether it's a second line parade weaving through the streets or an art market popping up on the weekend. Neighbors tend to look out for each other. If you enjoy the idea of being on a first name basis with your local barista or seeing familiar faces on your morning walk, you'll appreciate the Bywater lifestyle. There's always something happening: block parties, crawfish boils, yard sales. Bywater feels less like a neighborhood you live in and more like one you live with. And now for the cons. Prices in Bywater used to be one of the most affordable neighborhoods close to downtown. That's no longer the case. In recent years, the area's popularity has pushed prices up significantly. Renovated homes often come with a premium, and even fixer-uppers can spark bidding wars. Interesting enough, Bywater now has a similar price per square foot to Uptown. That surprises a lot of buyers because they expect Uptown, with its proximity to Audubon Park and Tulane, to always be more expensive. But the demand for Bywater's historic homes, combined with its creative lifestyle appeal, has leveled the playing field. If you're set on Bywater, be prepared to move quickly and compete in a tight market. That said, the homes often hold value well because the neighborhood is so desirable. Flood risk and insurance costs. Bywater sits close to the Mississippi River, and while the levee system has been reinforced, flood risk remains a concern. Insurance costs reflect that reality. If you're considering buying here, always check the elevation certificate and FEMA flood maps. Sometimes the difference of 1 or 2 feet in elevation can mean hundreds of dollars in insurance savings. Con number 3, limited parking. Because Bywater developed in the 19th century, it wasn't built for today's car culture. Streets are narrow and many homes don't have driveways. If you're a 2-car household or you like the convenience of pulling right up to your door, parking can become frustrating, especially during popular events or evenings when restaurants and bars are packed. On the flip side, if you embrace biking and walking, this becomes less of an issue. But for most people moving in, it's something to consider. Con number 4, noise and activity levels. Bywater's creative spirit comes with sound. Bars have live music, second line parades through, and neighbors love backyard parties. If you're looking for peace and quiet, you might find it challenging, especially on weekends. I once stayed at a friend's place in Bywater, and at 10:30 on a Tuesday night, a brass band started practicing down the block. It was amazing, but I also understand why she owned a good set of earplugs. Con number 5, gentrification concerns. Long-term residents have been priced out, and the character of the neighborhood has shifted. This mix can create tension, new cafes opening next to corner stores that have been there for generations. Some love the change, others feel it comes at too high a cost. If you're moving here, it's important to understand the community's history and be part of the conversation, not just a bystander.
So does Bywater sound like your kind of neighborhood? If you're drawn to its artsy vibe and creative spirit, it could be the perfect fit. But if you're still exploring options, make sure to check out our next vlog. It's all about life in Bayou St. John, one of New Orleans' most beloved neighborhoods, where the water, green spaces, and easygoing energy make every day feel like a weekend. And remember, if you're planning a move to New Orleans, whether that's in 9 days or 90, reach out to us. All our contact info is in the description, and we'd be happy to help you make a smooth move to the Big Easy.